Hey folks, welcome to the channel. In today's build, I was going to show you my Journeyman Smith build number 2. The problem is I lost about 75% of the footage. So I was really bummed. I wanted this video to go up last weekend and I discovered I lost the footage. I was very upset. I figured I wanted to show you guys the knife and at least talk about it a little bit and talk about the process, and you're going to see the handle creation and some of that. So I'll go down to the table, tell you what I was trying to do, how I attempted this, and then I'll show you the rest of the video and you'll still see the glamour shots at the end. Let's take a look. So for my second Journeyman Smith blade, I actually decided to do a drop point hunter. So it doesn't have the false edge on the top, so this isn't here. So a drop point hunter with a similar kind of belly here, but doesn't have a recurve. I wanted it to have an integral bolster. But the problem was I didn't have any thick stock to do that. Normally when I do integral bolsters, it's with Damascus. So I have a point of, where the Damascus is kind of thick. So what I ended up doing is starting with 1/4 inch stock and just cutting a bunch of pieces of this, like little squares, and stacking 2 up on either side, right where I wanted the bolster, and then I TIG welded all around those and actually forge welded those together. And that worked out really well and ended up just forge welding a section that I used for my integral bolster. Okay, doing that first and then forging out the blade and the front of the blade. So that's the part that you guys missed, unfortunately. And I used Broadbeck's integral bolster grinding attachment. So you guys are going to see this. I'm going to do another one of my Journeyman Smith knives is going to be an integral bolster knife. So you're going to see this in an upcoming process. So now I'll just take you through the handle. The handle material on this one was desert ironwood, and actually a piece from my buddy Aaron at Alee Knives. And I can't imagine if you follow me, you don't follow Aaron. So I'll put a link to his channel up in the corner and down in the description. So go check out Aaron. But he gifted me this piece of ironwood, and that's what we're going to see now. I'll show you some shots of the knife at the end, and thanks for joining me on this build, guys. Here we are after forging, grinding, heat treating, grinding. We're down to hand sanding. So I've already sanded this to 220, and then I went across and did 400s this way. Now I've got 800 with a piece of leather, and I'm just going to take out all the 400 scratches just to make sure I got everything, and then I'll go over it again in one direction with 400s.
Now it's time to drill that hole for the tang in the ironwood. I just did a tips video on how to do hidden tang handles, so if you haven't checked that out, go take a look. It includes some of this footage. One annoying thing about ironwood, it's really oily. It gums up drill bits, belts, you name it. I've already scribed some lines on the block to square it up to the knife. Now I'm going to just grind to those lines. Now that the block is nice and square, we're going to drill our pinhole. Remember, remove the tang and drill through it separately.
Okay, time to glue this up. I've taken some of the sawdust powder from this ironwood and put it in here. This will make sure that if there is a little gap around the hole here, that it'll get filled with colored epoxy and you won't see it. So here I'm showing you how I clamp this. So I've got the blade clamped in some leather in the vise. This way I can press this on and ensure that it's a good tight fit. And you don't have to, because I've seen people like stick the point of the knife in here. That just seems silly. Just put the whole thing in a vise.
Now it's time to shape the handle. Remember, make sure you tape up the blade before you do this, just in case you touch the grinder with it. I like to do the final shaping and contouring with a file. In case you were wondering, ironwood comes by its name honestly. It is really, really tough stuff. Though it was a pain to work with, this ironwood looks amazing after it's been buffed.
Well, here it is after doing the handle. The handle looks amazing, so I'm very happy with that. The problem is I'm not thrilled with this little connection area here. It's just not perfect. And that's a problem for a Journeyman knife. You can kind of see that seam, and I feel like they're going to nail me on that in the evaluation. And little things like if you look here, this is raised just a little bit right here, which I don't like because it goes nice and then it swoops down and then it comes up again. So that needs to be fixed. And if you look here, this is not a smooth transition. This is a little higher, which is okay, but it just bugs me. So I'm going to take it back to the grinder and I'm going to grind all of this smooth, and hopefully I don't ruin it.
I was a little nervous taking this back to the grinder, but it actually worked out really well, and I love the final finish. And now I had to resand the bolster. I taped up the wood here so that I wouldn't sand it and dish it a little bit right before the bolster.